Welcome back to another episode of Low Tech Garage, and today we're giving you a formal introduction of the 1965 Mustang. And before we dive in, this is a great time to remind you guys, if you like classic car content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We are going to be featuring this car in a much bigger way going forward. There's going to be a lot more videos of us doing the final button up on it, as well as videos of this thing on the street very soon. So hit that subscribe button, and if you're watching the video and you do like what you're seeing, definitely hit that like button. It helps the algorithm push it out to other classic car fans out there. But what are we waiting for? Let's dive in. Now, this Mustang has been in our family for about 13 years. By in our family, I mean under James's ownership. So, this car has gone through several iterations, but its current one is definitely by far the most interesting. Now, I have teased this motor a few times, but this is actually not the first build of this same engine. This engine has been in this car for quite some time, but in a naturally aspirated configuration. Now, this engine started out as a 351 Windsor, but is now a 408 cubic inch stroker. And fun fact, this engine has actually been with James for longer than this car has. It actually was in a 65 coupe before it went into this vehicle. So the motor has actually been in the family longer than the car has. So that engine always was built with the intent of being boosted down the line. So it's running about 9-to-1 compression, all the good stuff, forged internals and everything like that. But for a very, very long time, it was just run naturally aspirated and was still a ton of fun because of how light these cars are. But as you can see, it is naturally aspirated no more. This project has been in the works for quite some time, but we are now basically almost done with the installation of a V7 YSI blower, along with all of the supporting upgrades that you need to run something like this. So this thing, suffice to say, should be very, very spicy when it's done. Very excited to be running a Holley Sniper EFI. It's been a straightforward install so far, and we're going to keep you guys posted on the wiring and all of that. James is actually just clocking the blow-off valve right now, so the vacuum line runs in a more sensible location. And we were just talking about the cooling fan setup earlier today as well. And moving further back, we're running QA1 coilovers up front, Wildwood brakes, and even more exciting than that, underneath here, 9-inch with a locker and a 4-link, which is just an absolutely beautiful setup. My personal favorite, though, is that exhaust. I mean, that is just all business. In the trunk here, you see the oversized gas tank with the drop-in Holley pump. And this is a super, super nice setup. It's going to be so clean. When the trunk liner's put in, it'll basically just look pretty much factory. But honestly, my favorite party piece with this whole car, that would be the T56 Magnum hiding underneath. But the best part is the factory style shifter handle, still running the 5-speed knob from when this thing had a T5 in it. Now, it may look like this car is quite a long ways apart, but we are actually very, very close. Most of the wiring has been kind of roughed in. It's run into its general locations. Basically, we are to the point of starting to connect up systems and really start to kind of finalize where the wiring is going to be routed. And obviously, the goal is to do it nice and clean, do it right, and get it all beautiful. Now, we're not really going to speculate on horsepower just yet, but I'm sure you guys can kind of guess this thing is not going to be making 400 horsepower. It's going to be well above that. Considering it was making more than that naturally aspirated, that's a safe bet. And again, this car weighed roughly 2,600 pounds from the factory, so even with the addition of some of the weight from the blower and stuff like that, we're talking a serious, like supercar level power to weight ratio. But without the techno wizardry that supercars have to keep that power on the road. Now, another fun little detail is that this car was always just running this scoop, just like a really small little scoop on it. Doesn't really look like anything much. And just got done doing a little bit of clearancing on the underside to make sure that the supercharger piping fits and it clears with no issue. So this thing is actually remarkably subtle considering what's hiding underneath. And over here by the nice autometer gauge setup is actually one of my other favorite little trolls, which is that it still says that it has the 289 high performance in it on that fender tag. Well, I am super excited to say that we are going to be keeping you guys looped in on this car going forward. So some of these final projects, as they happen, we will be filming them and showing you kind of the progress as we go. This has been such a long project. We didn't want to launch those videos too soon, but now we're this close. We feel comfortable that we can put this out and not string it along for many, many years. So you'll start to see James filming up some of those videos on this car as well. And we'll be releasing them, and you can kind of follow the progress as we get this last little home stretch done and we get this monster fired up. Our intent is to have some content of this thing hitting the streets relatively soon, and hopefully alongside the 66 Charger that we're going to be adding to the fleet soon as well. And down the line, we also have another 60s Mopar that we've kind of hinted at in the past. If you've been with the channel for a long time, you actually know what that car is as well. But if not, definitely stay tuned because you'll see some other cool 60s cars coming as well. But that does it for this episode of Low Tech Garage, giving you the update on the 65 and what we're doing going forward. So once again, I've been Josh. Hopefully you've enjoyed the brief tour of the Mustang, and look out for more content coming in the future. Again, right this second, hit that subscribe button if you're a Mustang fan and you want to hear this thing, the fire-breathing monster, wake up. Hit that subscribe button right now. If you're really interested, you could also turn on those notifications so you get an alert when this thing, more videos about this thing come out. And of course, hit that like button as well. If you liked seeing the tour on this car and you want to see more, hit that like button. It tells other people about the content, and it really, really helps our channel. The other last detail I want to mention, we do have a link tree which has other ways to support us. If you do like the ongoing videos, you watch quite a few of our videos, consider becoming a patron. It really does help us grow. And recently we just had our first supporter buy us a coffee. So Jody, thank you so much. Bought us 3 coffees, which to us is actually the Chili Dog and Beer Fund. We're going to be going out and actually repurchasing a 12-pack because we just ran out. So thank you so much for the beers, and it is a lovely way to support a YouTube creator. We really, really do appreciate it so much. So thank you, and of course, we'll catch you on the next one.